Well, you might not know him by name, but you'll probably recognize his music. One of the most recorded guitar players in the history of the music business is visiting Lansing today. Tommy Tedesco is best known for his studio recordings for records, commercial jingles, TV, movies, and live TV shows. Sherry Jones is at Elderly Instruments in Lansing with this guitar legend. Sherry.
Jane, well, Tommy's been performing since the 1930s. And you've probably heard his music in MASH, The Godfather, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and as well as a number of commercials. He's also backed artists as diversified as Frank Sinatra and Jan and Dean, but a complete list would probably take me about an hour. Tommy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to this little interview.
Tell me, what does it take for someone to get started in the music business? Do they have to read music?
No, it all depends on which part. If you're getting in like a rock and roll segment or jazz, not necessarily. But if you want to do studio work, you have to read music. You have to be able to, because all of a sudden an orchestra will come in with 60-piece, and the conductor might be Henry Mancini, Bill Conti, all these guys. Well, when they put their hands down, they expect to hear a 60-piece orchestra playing. And they can't afford anybody goofing, because can you imagine all of a sudden a new guitar player sitting there making mistakes? Now, 60 musicians love it because they're getting paid. They could care less. But in the meantime, that poor guitar player's on the spot, so that's why it's hard to break in.
Has the music scene in Hollywood changed a lot in those many years you've been there?
Well, it changes every 20 minutes. I mean, we started out, when I started recording in 1953, I started recording, like, one of my first shows won an Oscar. That was Around the World in 80 Days. Then I started doing the TV show with Ricky Nelson. Now, Ricky must have been around 11 or 12. I never thought he'd become a superstar like he did. We played one way behind Ricky Nelson in 1952. We played one way behind Ricky Nelson in 57, 63. As the music changed, he changed, and we changed.
Okay. Talking about music, are you going to play something for us today, please?
Well, like I say, I'm going to play. I'll just play a little segment of a few. Like years ago, I did the movie MASH. Last 25 years.
Oh,
that's what happens when I was a studio musician. Another one, we got together with a bunch of cowboy guys, and that's when this happened. And the only thing, I got bigger than horse, but that's about all that happened with that one. So these happen with all these things, and there's a whole bunch of things, like Mickey Mouse. M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E. That's part of my arrangement of names. We did Mickey Mouse. So there's so many of these tunes that went on. Odd Couple. These are kind of things that go on from show to show.
We could listen all day long.
Well, these are kind of the things. The funny part, people say, what's it feel like to play MASH and Batman? It didn't feel like nothing. We went to work. Batman, who cares? Batman. We play for a living.
Great. Thank you very much for being with us.
I enjoyed it.
Hey, and anyone wants to see Tommy play, they can go to the English Hills Country Club in Grand Rapids.
Oh, that's wonderful. He's a great interview,
Yes,
Sherry.
he
Thanks
is.
very much. Very talented musician as well.